Yo, this your boy, the real McCoy, coming at you, man. We talking about boxing for all my boxing heads out there, man. And we talking about a specific weight division in boxing, man, the heavyweights. At first I wasn't even really gonna do the video, but it's okay. I'll do the video, put it out there, and see what you guys think. You know what I mean, about the heavyweight division. Because what I first I was gonna do is talk about the top three heavyweights ranked in my opinion, the top three heavyweights in the world: Vladimir Klitschko, Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder. That's who I think are the best three heavyweights in the division. I think Alexander Povetkin, he's right there. You know what I'm saying? In number four. So I think Alexander Povetkin, he's got a fight. I think tonight. I think November 4th. I think tonight. Yeah. Against Marius Wack. Marius Wack. He fought Klitschko a while ago. He lost unanimous decision. You know what I mean? But Wack definitely has a size advantage on Povetkin. So that'll be an interesting fight. There are a lot of good fights in the heavyweight division, man. Povetkin, Wack, Tyson Fury, Klitschko fights coming up later on this month. You know what I mean? Luis Ortiz, a good up and coming prospect against Bryant Jennings. Anthony Joshua and Dylan White over in the UK. You know what I mean? So you got a lot of top 10 guys and some up and coming top 15 ranked prospect guys coming up. You know what I mean? So that could really shake up the heavyweight division. But looking at the heavyweights, since for the last decade, Klitschko, the brothers, they've dominated, especially Vladimir, because he's still active, So he's got a fight with Tyson Fury in a couple of weeks. He's dominated the division for the last decade, So because a lot of people say that boxing is at its absolute best when the heavyweight division is hot and heavy. When it's competitive and a lot of good fights. When it's a deep division. Heavyweights go back to Jack Johnson, Jack Dempsey, Bronze Bomber Joe Louis, Archie Moore. I think Archie Moore has the boxing record for the most knockouts in boxing history. I could be wrong. I think like 141. That's crazy. That'll probably never get broke. But anyway, Archie Moore, Rocky Marciano, the Sonny Listons, the Floyd Pattersons, the Muhammad Ali, Smoking Joe Frazier, George Foreman. Then they passed it over to the Spinks brothers and Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes, one of the best fighters to never get talked about. Then he passed the torch. In the 90s you had Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, the David Tools, the Riddick Bowes, the Razor Ruddicks, the Michael Moore, Tim Witherspoons, Burt Cooper, Tommy Morrison. You know what I mean? Klitschko brothers was there, Oliver McCall. You know what I mean? Lennox Lewis, he kind of won that era there. He passed the torch to the Klitschko brothers. Ask you guys, am I just fishing? Am I reaching and fishing for something that's not really there? And what I mean by that is, all of these up and coming prospects, do any of these guys, are they showing, do you think any of them have any potential, you know what I mean, to do what Klitschko is doing now? To do what Ali did, do what Lennox Lewis did? Or are they just another line of guys who, can't be the Klitschko, or, they just won't dominate like a Klitschko has, nobody can stay undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I want the heavyweight, I like the big boys. I want the heavyweight division to be like 147 and 140 and 154. Those divisions are deep, man. 140, you got Victor Postal, who's coming off his knockout victory, upset over Lucas Matisse. Terrence Crawford, his amazing performance against Deary John, however you switching from orthodox to southpaw and still getting a knockout. I guess he may be fighting Pacquiao next. Mauricio Herrera. You got Provodnikov. Then 147 is so deep, it's ridiculous. Bradley Rios fight, Kell Brook, Amir Khan, Sean Porter, Timothy Bradley, Sean Porter, Keith One Time Thurman, Diego Chavez, man. It's deep. 154, you got the Charlo twins, Canelo, Demetrius Andre, Vanez, Martirosyan, Cotto. I mean, I guess he's the middleweight, so the catchweight middleweight champion. You know what I'm saying? So I won't. Man, I wish every division was deep like that. You know what I mean? I just. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking or hating on Klitschko what he's done. It's just it's good to see a rivalry with with Foreman and George. I mean, with Foreman and Frazier and Ali. You know, right now, Vladimir Klitschko has dominated for the last 10 years. I mean, does Anthony Joshua? Does he have? Is he that? Can he be that guy? Can Deontay Wilder be that guy? Can a Dylan White, if he beats Anthony Joshua, can he be that guy? You know, Luis Ortiz, if he beats a Brian Jennings, can he be that guy? You know, and, a lot of people have just looked at the heavyweight division as just, basically a bunch of bums for the Klitschko's tomato cans to line up and knock down. You know what I mean? Am I getting my hopes up on these guys, man? You know what I mean? That's what I want to ask you guys, to get in the comment section. Is there any potential here in the heavyweight division? Should I just do a real McCoy dude just give up? There's nothing there. You know what I mean? There's been nothing there for the last 10 years. But the one thing that does concern me about the heavyweight division is the age of some of these guys. Klitschko's 39, Deontay Wilder's 30 years old. I think Brian Jennings is 31. Luis Ortiz, who has a big fight with Brian Jennings in December, he's 36. You know what I mean? Now, he's 23-0 with 20 knockouts, but he has to be on the fast track. He needs to be, fighting top 10 guys. Brian Jennings is ranked number 9, I believe, on TBR, but he needs to be, because he's 36. I think Povetkin is 34, 35, 33, something like that. But that kind of concerns. But you do have Fury. Tyson Fury's 27. I think Anthony Joshua was 26. I think Dylan White is 27. So. And Wilder's right at 30. So you got some younger guys too. You know what I mean? But I was just, just sitting here thinking, man, a lot of people are looking at Anthony Joshua as maybe being that guy. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's been, the heavyweight division has been down for so long. You gotta be real with yourself now. You gotta be real. Am I reaching for something like real McCoy? Dude, you're fishing for something there's no fish in the water, man. There's nothing there. It's Klitschko and everybody else. And I'm like, hey, you know what I mean? It is, even though I did pick Fury to beat Klitschko, but if Fury was to lose to Klitschko, I wouldn't be like, be shocked. I mean, the dude has dominated the division for the last 10 years, Just as a boxing fan, like I say, I wish every division was as deep and talented as as the welterweight division, as 154 with 140, things like even down at featherweight with Rigondeaux and Frampton and Quigg and Donaire, guys like that. Like Luis Ceja, Giovanni Vargas. They're super featherweight. You got the Gary Russells, the Lomachinkos, the Leo Santa Cruz. I think Abner Mares is there. Nicholas Walters. You know what I mean? But there seems to me, I don't think it's as good as the 90s era of heavyweight boxing. You know what I mean? With all the names I mentioned, the Lennox Lewis, Oliver McCall, the Riddick Bowles, Razor Riddicks, Mike Tyson, Holyfield, even George Foreman made a comeback in the 90s and beat Michael Moore. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, there is, if a Dylan White loses to Anthony Joshua, or if Anthony Joshua loses to Dylan White, are we gonna look at that one loss and be like, dude, you're a bum, you're nothing, even though it was just one loss, or say if it's a close competitive fight, Deontay Wilder is still undefeated, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. There are some guys here. It's like, hey, maybe this is a turnaround. 2015, 2016, we're gonna see the heavyweight division. It's on the come up now. It's on the come up. A lot of people haven't even paid the heavyweight division any attention. It's kind of like down at strawweight. Nobody paid those guys any attention. It's just Klitschko and everybody else. And say for the last 10 years, you can't argue with that. That's what it's been. You know, Wilder has come up. Anthony Joshua has stepped up. You know what I mean? Luis Ortiz, even though Luis Ortiz is 36, but you look at his resume. It is he hasn't been in the ring with Klitschko, but Luis Ortiz has been in the ring with guys who's fought Klitschko. You know what I mean? As far as experience, I don't know how much that's worth, but you know, I don't know, man. I want to believe. I want to believe in these heavyweight prospects. Like these guys could really turn the division around to the 90s heavyweight, because in the 90s, man, the heavyweights, man, it was serious. David Toole was knocking everybody out. Burt Cooper, Tim Witherspoon, you know what I mean, Razor Riddick. I think Riddick Bowe never fought Lennox Lewis, but a fight that I would love to see. Riddick Bowe and Holyfield had some great fights. We thought Buster Douglas could have been somebody. But I know it was in Japan. I think 1990, 1991. Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson. Like, hey, he could be the guy. Then his very next fight later on that year, he gets knocked out in I think the third round to Evander Holyfield. You know what I'm saying? He didn't fight for like 3 or 4 years, something like that. But the 90s heavyweights was deep. I mean, it was deep like 147 is now. Especially, say, if Mayweather and Pacquiao were still active, man, 147 is so deep at welterweight. That's kind of how the heavyweights was in the 90s, you know. It hasn't been that way since the 90s, you know. And that's why I'm like, you know, am I reaching for something that's not there? Is there talent there to believe in and be like, hey, you know, this division, you might want to start paying attention to these heavyweight prospects now. These guys that are up and coming, you know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, man. Should I know? Should I just like no? No. Don't believe in these guys. You know what I mean? Don't believe in no Anthony Joshua. Don't believe in no Dylan White, no Luis Ortiz, no Wilder, no Fury. Don't believe in any of those guys. I mean, that's what the last 10 years. That's what it's been. You know what I mean? Just been Klitschko's and everybody else. You know. Anyway, man, let me know what you guys think, man. Like, subscribe, man. Leave a comment. I love talking boxing. You know. I personally don't agree with, you know, that the boxing is at its best when the heavyweight division is going strong. Because me personally, I can watch a heavyweight, I can watch a strawweight. I just love boxing. You know what I mean? I love boxing, man. See, but we'll see. It's starting off. I think Alexander Povetkin, he has a fight. I think tonight. I believe it's tonight against Mariusz Wach. So he lost to Klitschko. Then later on this month, you got Tyson Fury and Klitschko. Then in December, Brian Jennings and Luis Ortiz, Anthony Joshua and Dylan White. So you got a lot of fights. Deontay Wilder, I believe hopefully he's next for if Povetkin gets past Wach. You know, we can see Wilder and Povetkin in 2016, and you know we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see. You know, you know, hopefully we can draw some attention to the heavyweight division, man. Like, hey, man, I said. I wouldn't compare it to the 90s heavyweights. I wouldn't do that just yet. Because the 90s heavyweights, man, it was deep. It was deep. Because in the 90s, you could afford a loss and still bounce back. Because all you got to do is beat the next top guy. You know, so. Anyway, man, let me know what you guys think, man. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. And do you guys have faith in these heavyweights, man? You know what I mean? Or is it just Klitschko and everybody else like it's been the last 10 years? You know what I mean? Like I said, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. And this your boy, The Real McCoy, man. I'm out, man. Peace.